Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. We are the Gaming Stooges.
I'm Jack.
You can call me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
This is where we would do like the GameCube intro.
He can do it.
Here to talk about the Nintendo GameCube. About 4 weeks ago, we talked about the Game Boy Advance. We did a nice little retrospective discussion on that. So tonight, the loser of that same poll, the GameCube, is going to be our final podcast of 2025 because we are going to be taking a week off. So for the holidays. So
The
I hope you
GameCube
guys
is
are excited
a
to
real
talk
loser.
about.
I was going to say, we love a real loser on this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about our lovable loser, the GameCube. So just our usual quick facts, just want to spitball. As a reminder, came out in North America on November 18th, 2001 for $199. I feel like I say that release date a lot because, well, we've talked about that release date quite a lot this season. It sold 21.74 million units worldwide, not a lot, but 12.94 million of those were in North America. So a lot of them were in North America. And it was discontinued in 2007, literally the year after the Wii came out. Nintendo took the GameCube by the handle, chucked that shit in the ocean. It's gone.
I mean, they saw how successful the Wii was immediately, and the Wii has backwards compatibility with the GameCube, so it's like there was no need.
You didn't need to have it.
I mean,
it is
with all respect to the GameCube.
Yeah, it is the first Nintendo console to primarily use discs instead of cartridges, which is a big deal. Not the only system that they've had discs for. They've done weird shit like the Famicom disk system and the Nintendo 64 disk drive. That's neither here nor there. It is also the first major console to have wireless first-party controller support. We had the Wavebird wireless controller introduced in 2002, the year after it came out. And that would become the standard for controllers going forward. So that is a big deal. GameCube was the trendsetter. Now we have wireless controllers, thanks Nintendo, I guess. It is also the first Nintendo home console to not have a mainline Super Mario platformer as its best-selling game. That would go to Super Smash Bros. Melee. And it is also the first Nintendo home console in North America, at least for the most part, where a Super Mario platform was not a launch title. In Japan, obviously, Super Mario Brothers did not launch with a system that came out 2 years before, so it doesn't apply there. But for us, for the most part, Super Mario Brothers was out in time to be a launch title, so first system that didn't happen. We all know the GameCube was sold in many, many colors. You had indigo, you had silver, or platinum, whichever one they called it. You had orange, you had black. There was tons of colors, and they all came with matching controllers. That's cool. We talked about this in our Game Boy Advance podcast, and we can talk more about it from the GameCube side, but there was a lot of link support between those two. You had the GameCube, Game Boy Advance Game Link cable, and the Game Boy Player. You had the system being known for a lot of strong first-party support, and there's decent quality, but not a lot of quantity in the form of third-party support, so we'll probably end up touching on that a lot in our discussion tonight. It did support online play with a small handful of titles, prominently Phantasy Star Online, which is cool. And last fun fact, there was a Japan-only variant that we will not talk about because it was Japan-only, but it was from Panasonic and had DVD and CD playback, and it was called the Panasonic Q.
Wow.
Just felt like mentioning that.
And it was also a GameCube.
And it was also a GameCube. So yeah.
Imagine that.
GameCube. How do we feel? What was your first experience with the GameCube? I think this one's interesting. I don't think we've really talked too much about our origin stories for this one.
GameCube origin story is pretty simple. I got mine for Christmas the year after I got my Game Boy Advance for Christmas. So it was 2002 was when I got my GameCube.
Pretty early.
So the sole game that I got with it was I forget if it had the year subtitle, but it was Backyard Football.
Okay.
For the GameCube.
I did not own a GameCube at first. My first experience was when I was in foster care, and then I got moved to my aunts and uncles for foster care, and they had some relatives that came over to visit, so they brought their GameCube and they like left it for a while, and they would bring it over quite a bit, and it was like a good like month or so where like they were over a lot. It's also how I got into like Yu-Gi-Oh and a bunch of other stuff. But they brought their GameCube and we played a bunch of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Mario Party 4, and Sega Soccer Slam.
Wow.
So a
Sega Soccer Slam.
I'm so happy that I found out the name of that game, because I just remember how ridiculous it looked, and in a good way. Like, it was a really cool and it was a really fun game, and I just did not know what it was called for the longest time. Managed to find it. It's Sega Soccer Slam. So that was my first experience. I would actually own the system about 4 to 5 years later. It was sometime in either late 2006, early 2007. And of course, because the game that most stuck out to me was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that is one of the first games I got for it. So I would end up getting a bunch of games later. We'll talk more about that after, though. Landon, what was your first experience with GameCube? I
probably saw and or played on it a little bit before I got one, but I got mine sometime 2004 or later, because Pac-Man World 2 plus Pac-Man Versus was the first game I got, which was specifically a Player's Choice label game.
So that must have been a little
Pac-Man
bit
World
later.
2 was a standalone release originally, and then when they did the Player's Choice label in 2004, they included Pac-Man Versus. So.
Yeah, because I mean, Player's Choice, that was a really cool lineup of things. That was like a prominent thing for the Game Boy Advance and GameCube especially lineup. That's how I think I got a lot of my games, because like, didn't Player's Choice end up going for like a lot cheaper than like, it was basically the PlayStation greatest hits releases of games where like they would go for like $20 or so.
Yeah, it was
$20.
Yeah, $20 was the usual
standard price
for it.
Player's Choice, but I think a lot of games did take a little bit of time to hit the Player's Choice label too. So
yeah,
I believe that
Pac-Man World 2 took it about 2 years. Was it because it was a 2002 release originally? March 2002 for the Cube, and then it wasn't until 2004 that you got the Player's Choice.
And Al said he got his with Luigi's Mansion.
Damn,
so,
Al.
Yeah.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game.
I don't think I've never played Luigi's Mansion. I know that Jack, you have, obviously. You did it for the channel, didn't you?
I Let's Played it. That was my first full game for Spookfest, not including the letter, but
stop.
Yeah, no. Love Luigi's Mansion. Go watch that LP.
Or don't.
I should redux it one day.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah. No, that was to you. To you saying I should redux it someday. Or don't.
Yeah.
I will say I have a decent amount of experience with the GameCube, but not nearly as much as a lot of other systems we've talked about over the podcast. It's 3 seasons so far. Wow. Because since I got mine like super late, like I got a Wii less than 3 years later. Like I had a Wii in 2009, and even though yes, it has GameCube support and I could play GameCube games, and in fact I did play some GameCube games on it. I was obviously trying to play Mario Kart Wii and Super Smash Bros. Brawl and all those games that came out, so I kind of only had a very small time frame for the GameCube. I'm starting to try to get back into it now. I have been talking about how I've been playing Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD, and hopefully I'll be playing some other games, but I have a copy of Mario Golf Total Tour that I've never even played.
That's
I don't even
good
actually
one.
I might have to look for it. I don't think it's on my shelf. I might not actually have it with me. I swear I took it with me, but I remember I owned it.
Good one.
Yeah.
That is the good one.
It is. Why isn't that
So,
on NSO yet?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It'd be perfect with fucking
There'd
internet.
actually be a desirable Mario Golf game to play on the Switch.
There'd be a desirable Mario Golf game. Period.
True.
True. Period.
Period.
I haven't played it. How good is it?
It's the best one.
It's
Mario Sports on the GameCube were just built different.
I mean,
honestly,
it might feel a little lacking in character roster and courses now, like nowadays.
by today's standards, yeah, it has significantly less content than the new game.
How many
But
courses does it have?
I'll look it up.
Because I mean, golf games, you'd be surprised like how many courses a lot of them tend to have. Like, honestly, if you can get up to like around 10, that's a lot. Most golf games are kind of like sitting around like 5 to 8, 5 to 7 to start. Sometimes they'll get updates later. You'll get up to like 12 or 15. But if like you start at like 10, you're in pretty good shape. As far as characters, usually like, honestly, you can get away with like 20.
It has 7.
That's 7. That's not horrible. That's all right.
It's a decent amount.
Yeah. Especially for when I assume Mario Golf Toadstool Tour came out in like the early 2000s.
2003.
Yeah, so it came out earlier in the lifespan. That's not bad. I have always wanted to play a Mario Golf game that isn't the original one, Game Boy Color version.
So
or the
there
Switch
is 16 playable characters plus.
But
yeah, go ahead.
2 transferable characters.
From the Game
by
Boy Advance
Link
version, right?
Yeah. The Neil and Ella from Mario Golf Advance Tour. If you link cable, you will get them as playable characters in Toadstool Tour as well.
We did talk more about it in the Game Boy Advance podcast, but my experience with the GameCube, like linking with the Game Boy Advance, is pretty much limited to just like the Game Boy Player. I would end up using that during the period where I had it, and I would play just like some Game Boy Advance games on it. And I didn't even have like a whole lot of experience with it by the time I had moved on to doing other stuff. I think honestly, it was like when I got to do that, it was like right before I got the Wii. So obviously by the time we got the Wii, the player is not compatible with that. So I just stopped using it. And that's as limited as it is.
Do you guys want to take a guess as to what the highest selling game on this system is that was not published by Nintendo? And also where it ranks on the top selling games?
The
answer may be more obvious than you expect.
I want to say it's Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but I feel like I'm wrong.
It is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, he's wrong.
I'm wrong.
All right. It ranks at number. You said top 20?
Top 37, which is how many games on the system sold over 1 million copies. I'm just
Okay.
looking at the Wikipedia page.
Okay. So then, in that case, it's number 9.
Little bit lower.
Damn.
It is 14.
I knew it wasn't super high up because if I remember right, it only sold what, like about 2
1.73 million reported.
Okay, I'm a little
Surprisingly, sold less than Star Fox Adventures, which is a spot above it. Somehow,
Ew. There was like about how many copies did Star Fox
1.82
Adventure sell?
million.
There were 1.82 million people that got to experience Star Fox Adventures.
And you know,
I mean, there's people that are nostalgic for it. I haven't played it. I can't judge, but
it tells a
that's
lot.
interesting.
It is like
when
one of the first releases after Star Fox 64, and we haven't had, like, you're going in with, oh, cool, more Star Fox 64.
And it's made by Rare.
Yeah.
Rare's made cool stuff.
And then, yeah, oops.
Dinosaur Planet, or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be called.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Dinosaur Planet, and then they turned it into a Star Fox game. Wasn't even supposed to be a Star Fox game originally. I mean, I think, I have been curious about playing it. There's been a wide range of first-party titles that are on the GameCube. Like, a lot of franchises that Nintendo has are represented on here. And in fact, we get a few new ones too. More than a couple, a good few, several.
Pikmin.
Yeah, you had Pikmin. Not for Japan, but for pretty much everybody else.
Animal
you had Animal
Crossing.
Crossing. You had Is Chibi
Chibi
Robo
Robo.
published by Nintendo, or is that like
Chibi Robo.
Yeah. So like you've got quite a few like new Nintendo IP that are on here.
New Nintendo
So,
IP Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Sonic Adventure 2 Battle outsold
Not by
Resident Evil
much.
4, to be honest.
Not by much,
But to-
yeah. It's only about by like
Okay.
100,000, 130,000.
Okay. So they were pretty cool. I just remember, I mean, Resident Evil 4 for the admittedly briefer period of time than was supposed to be expected of it being a GameCube exclusive,
Yep.
only for GameCube. Yeah, it was. I mean, I heard it was a big deal.
It really was, honestly. And I mean, it's touted as one of the best Resident Evils. It's up there. And like the GameCube version's a solid version. Obviously, there's more versions with slightly more content nowadays, but I don't think there's anything wrong with going back to the GameCube version.
They did make the game with the GameCube in mind because that was their target at first, so I'm sure it plays great on the GameCube.
Looking back, it makes sense that Mario Party was a yearly franchise on the GameCube because
Yeah, I mean, GameCube was like a big 4-player, like focused console. Like they wanted you to do multiplayer.
But you have in the top selling GameCube games, you have at number 8 Mario Party 4 with 2.46 million, Mario Party 5 at number 10 with 2.17 million, Mario Party 6 at number 15 with 1.63 million, and then Mario Party 7 at number 11. 7-Eleven. With 2.08 million, and honestly, I think the only reason it sold that much is because it was the last one on the GameCube. So it was
It's
the
one of those...
newest one for like
go ahead.
2 years before Mario Party 8 came out on the Wii.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that tracks because like a lot of the time like people will get like the first one and sometimes the first 2 of a long-running series, and they'll be happy with that, and then they'll burn out for a little bit, but then another one will come out later and they'll be excited for it again. So it just kind of falls in line that like 7 would be able to pick up more sales just because by that point people might have been a little bit more excited to get it.
I feel like Mario Party 7 is also the easiest Mario Party to get a hold of. I don't know that for sure, but it's the one that I've seen in used game stores more often than any of the others.
Haven't been able to play it. In fact, I only vaguely remember Mario Party 4, and I only remember knowing that I played it because I played it, it was the only one that was out by the time that I had gotten the chance to play it.
I feel like every
first time. So I don't know.
I feel like every Mario Party game has like a slight caveat to it that makes it like, oh, it's good in this way, but it kind of sucks in this other way. Because like Mario Party 4 has like cool mini games, but the boards are kind of mediocre. Mario Party 5 has cool boards and pretty good mini games, but all of the items are luck based and there are no shops. Mario Party, well, actually, I could be wrong on that one. There might be shops, and I'm just remembering fucking wrong. Mario Party 6 has cool boards, but it has the fucking day-night cycle gimmick, which your mileage may vary on if that matters, but some people don't mind it, some people hate it. And then Mario Party 7 is just kind of mediocre all around. So,
You can order a Mario Party 7 off of eBay right now for like $55.
Ooh, damn. It's more expensive than I remember.
Well, the thing is GameCube games as a whole, just like all across the board, are expensive. People are extremely nostalgic for physical GameCube collecting. And because the GameCube did not sell super well, good luck finding copies of the game
at reasonable prices.
I feel like, I feel like
I looked up prices for like Double Dash, and like those are reasonable for the console, like respectively. I think I remember seeing prices for Double Dash being around what you said the price for 7 was, like around 50 or so. And I was like, oh, that's not bad. And I had to say, that's not bad because that's just how GameCube prices
This is
are.
like, we're in the era where I exist. Hi. I have money. Yeah. I have, like, some amount of nostalgia for the GameCube. It might not have been my first console, but it was like the one I, like, was, like I owned more than 3 Nintendo 64 games or like GameCube games when I like was playing the system. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I have a fair bit of like nostalgia for the system and like familiarity with it.
It was the first. I mean, it was the first home console I ever like owned. That, I mean, it was the first home console I ever owned. Period.
There you go.
All I had before it was the Game Boy Advance. So like it was a very formative console for me. I grew up playing a lot of like sports and racing games because that's what my dad liked, and he was like, you know, this was probably like the era where my dad was playing more video games than, I mean, I would say it probably peaked with like Wii Sports, but after that it kind of falls off. But like GameCube, he was playing a lot of stuff, and we would have like a few different, like we had Need for Speed, we had like various with MVP Baseball 2004 and 5, which great games as far as licensed baseball games go.
I was gonna say, to be fair, those kind of games that you were playing at the time, that was a good period.
Oh yeah, no,
for
absolutely.
Those kind of games.
Like it was
So,
a good time to play those games because like sports games during this console generation were probably at their best, as at least as far as the licensed games go.
I mean, they were competing because you had multiple like
Yeah, you had Madden,
franchises.
yeah,
you had Madden, you had
competition.
2K, you had the street games. I fucking loved NFL and NBA Street.
And
Those games were so fucking fun.
these companies were trying to do a little bit more than just like straight realism. You had a lot more like of the
Yeah,
arcadey
it's like
style
it wasn't just like, oh, we're here, these are the most realistic graphics we've ever seen. No, it was just like, we want to make a fun football game.
You couldn't afford to just be the realistic game because, like Landon said, there was too much competition. You had to do something to set yourself apart. So that's how you got like my personal favorite of the sports games around this time, the MLB Slugfest games, which literally have parts where you can just have the ball or bat on fire. It's great. Like, I love it.
So
It's like, why not?
it's great.
Yeah. And then, as you mentioned, Need for Speed, peak era for Need for Speed. You had Hot Pursuit, you had Underground and Underground 2. Like, some of the best Need for Speed games came
My
out during
dad
this
bought
era.
a fucking wheel, like a fucking
Hell yeah.
like steering wheel peripheral
Yep.
that he set up in the living room, and we would fucking play Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on.
I will admit, like, I've never been like a big fan of like the idea of like a wheel steering wheel specific thing to like use racing games.
I thought it was a
like-
neat novelty.
But like, I don't play them. I don't play them enough for it to be a thing. I'm sure that there's people that like really like racing games where like that is like they have to ride or die that. Like that is just too good for them. So, but
Yeah, no,
I did play, I think I used it like one time for Need for Speed, but I don't remember which system I used it for. But it was Hot Pursuit 2. I do remember that.
Yeah. God, what a... I mean, like, the GameCube didn't sell really well, but what a fucking strong, like, first-party library it has.
And third party.
Yeah, like, I mean,
And
you don't
third-party,
have...
But, like, it had
Yeah.
less
I mean-
third-party support than its competition.
But it had more third party support than
By a
the
lot.
64.
True.
So-
True.
It did. That is fair. I wanted to, there is low quantity of third-party support compared to its competition, but it is more than the N64 because the N64 had almost nothing outside of Rare, which was already working directly under Nintendo as like a second-party developer. So that doesn't even really count. So it was.
But you
it
saying
wasn't a
like
lot. But
like most of the stuff you've already mentioned, like all the sports titles, like none of that was really on the 64. So for that to actually come to a Nintendo system and be on at least par, or these versions, like this, a lot of the Sonic games were better. You had
I was gonna say
Capcom.
before we get into first party, we gotta talk about Sonic.
And then we already mentioned Resident Evil 4. You had like partnerships being developed like for specific games, even if they didn't last the whole life cycle. So like
Yeah, there was God, I can't remember the name of it, but there was literally a Mega Man game that they made for the GameCube that was an RPG,
Mega Man Legend.
like it was a turn-based RPG
No, not
or
Legend.
something.
Sorry, Mega Man X Command Mission.
No,
Yeah,
Mega
Command
Man
Mission.
Command Mission.
Yep, because I played that one. The only Mega Man game I've beaten.
That's hilarious.
I started with that, went back to Mega Man 1, still stuck on Yellow Devil.
I do want to play that one though, because I remember my friend who's a huge Mega Man fan was hyping that game up, and I'm sure it is average.
It is a pretty
I still want to try it.
Good Mega RPG. It is a pretty good RPG. I remember enjoying it a lot. I can say that much.
I'll say as far as third-party software though, like for me, the reason I played GameCube was for Sonic. Like everything that wasn't on Game Boy Advance that was Sonic was on the GameCube. Like even more than what was on the PS2 and Xbox, because like you had stuff that was exclusive to GameCube, like Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle were only on GameCube. And then obviously you had Sonic Gems Collection, which ended up never getting a PS2 port.
Which is hilarious
for some reason,
honestly.
And that's
because Mega Collection got the bonus version on PlayStation.
Yep. Which is, it's funny because like I was like looking at it and it's like, if you had, hypothetically speaking, if you had the content of Mega Collection Plus, which was the PS2 release, and Gems Collection, you would then have access to like all of the Game Gear games. But how you get that access to all the Game Gear games on the GameCube is not that, because Mega Collection does not have all of those games. So you're mostly going to be playing Gems Collection and the unlockables in Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. I don't know why. That's just how they did it. But I mean, I had all of that. Like I wanted everything. I wanted everything Sonic, and like the GameCube did not disappoint, except for Shadow the Hedgehog. That was disappointing. Although that was the best version of the game.
Fucking awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. I remember being excited for that fucking game, playing it. And
I was like, I can't pretend I can't pretend as a 13-year-old edgy teenager like I wasn't excited for that game. Like that came out at the perfect time. That was actually,
I believe, a birthday gift from my sister after we had already moved out here. My sister that lived in Ohio still. Like that was like something that she mailed to me, and I was like, fuck yeah. Except I was younger than that, so I was like, piss or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I don't know what I said back then. Poop. It's not a good game. But did I enjoy it? Did I enjoy the multiplayer?
We were all
Yes, I did.
It's really fun just use the chicken gun.
That's why the game's good.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is like my major use of the GameCube outside of the first party stuff, because like I loved playing Sonic Adventure 2. I loved playing Sonic Adventure DX. I loved using the Chow Garden. I spent so many hours in the goddamn Chow Garden.
The GameCube was truly a Sonic machine.
It really was. And then, obviously, like I said, I would get Gems Collection. I never bothered with Mega Collection because I had Mega Collection Plus on PS2, so I didn't see the need. But getting Gems Collection, I was able to play Sonic CD for the first time in like 2007. I was able to play Sonic the Fighters, which was fun, and playing Sonic R. I do have a little bit of nostalgia for Sonic R just because of Gems Collection, so it opened me up to a lot of pretty fun games. Sega, when is the remake of Tails Adventure?
Never.
God damn it.
Never going to happen.
No.
It's a good ass Game Gear game.
I spent an unhealthy amount of time on the GameCube playing Sonic games. Adventure 2, both adventures, honestly. Adventure 1 and 2, Heroes. Didn't play Shadow that much, but
I got the true ending. That's how much I played it.
Riders was a big one.
Riders. I can't remember which system I played Riders on. I feel like it was probably GameCube, but it could have been PS2. Anyway.
I definitely remember I played Riders on the GameCube because I got it with a Pelican brand wireless GameCube controller.
Ooh.
And that thing broke after less than a year.
It broke immediately.
Pelican accessories are so bad.
Yep.
I remember I had a rechargeable Pelican. I think that was what I had for my Game Boy Advance battery.
Yeah.
Rechargeable battery. And that, it worked for what it was, but it died really fast, so I would have to charge it. And it would take a long time to charge. Because This is 2003. Shit was not optimal. But anyway, back to GameCube. Did any of you guys get to use the Wavebird controller, own a Wavebird? Because I always wanted one. I thought it was cool as shit, but I never got to actually use it outside of like.
I've never owned
instances.
a Wavebird.
Nope.
I think I've used one maybe one time.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, they don't exist.
Yep.
I just use a wired controller. That's good with me.
At the very least, like even though it was like the first system to have a Wavebird controller, Al said he had one, and it was
Ultimate
pretty cool.
Gamer Al in the chat.
Ultimate Gamer Al. I will say that as cool as it was to have it, it was like the least necessary because like some GameCube controllers have like 10-foot cords. Like that shit could go all the way across the room. Like you did not need a Wavebird controller for the most part. It was just cool to have. Like I would have my I'd have my GameCube like set up like on the floor or even in like the little bookshelf where the TV was stationed. And I'd be sitting, I remember we had like a living room that was kind of like for a poor people's living room. It was spacious enough and like I could still sit like all the way at the other end, like easy. Like that's how long that controller cord was. Which, by the way, Jack, how you feel about the GameCube controller?
I fucking love the GameCube controller. You talking to me? You talking coming to my house? You ask me to talk about the GameCube controller?
Yeah.
I don't have one next to me.
I'm in your walls
Failure.
asking you about the GameCube controller.
Yeah, it's not perfect. Obviously, it's definitely tailored more for like 3D, but like third dimension, like 3D platformers, like games where you move forward instead of left and right. But because the D-pad isn't great, the C-stick could be better. I don't love it, but it works for what it does. But I don't know, man. It's one of the comfiest controllers of all time. I could use a GameCube controller forever and not get tired of it. Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, like I've been using the GameCube controller that you had got me as a gift. That was like an import for Smash 4, and I was using that for quite a bit in Pokemon Coliseum, and it was so comfy that sometimes like I would be playing for like several hours and wouldn't even realize that time had gone by because like my hands just felt like I don't know what they call it, but like it just you use a controller that is so comfortable for so much time that it doesn't feel like it was it just felt natural. So like no, the GameCube controller definitely like one of the best controllers. Does have some flaws like you said, but like the triggers of the L and R were really good. I think that like it's interesting how like controllers at the time like had tried to worked with the L and R, because like they were doing all different things. Like Sony just had like their typical digital input where you just press it down. Xbox, they had just like fully like analog like triggers that like you push them all the way. But GameCube, it was weird. Like they have like a combination. Like they have like an analog aspect to them where you could pull them, push them down. And like in stuff like Super Smash Bros. Melee, you could do like a light shield if you only held it down a little bit. But then there was like a digital aspect where if you pressed it in like all the way, it like had like a click to it. And like, I don't know, like that is just so cool. And like the fact that like it has like the A, B, X, Y in the orientation that it does, like you could tell they designed that controller to like really just kind of nail like what the intent of each button was going to be. GameCube, it did it right.
I really did.
Two things. One, I think the Player's Choice version of Pac-Man World 2 actually came out in 2003. Because I was double checking release dates, and I know I pre-ordered Pokemon Coliseum, and that came out in 2004, like early 2004, like March. And I got whatever the GameCube was like a holiday present. So there's that. Two, the GameCube controller is a blight on the world, and it will never fucking die like cockroaches. I wish it would.
It will never go
that is
away.
also
It will always be in production.
And every day we move further away from God. It is good on the GameCube.
Yeah, no, like we've had...
no other system. I rest my case. I'm not making a case. That's
Okay.
my
All right.
opinion. Get it out of here.
All right, let's jump into the first part. Let's just jump into the first party games because goddamn, there are a lot. Which ones do you want to
Let's
talk
go
about first?
back
There's
to
so many. There's
Mario Golf,
there's Metroid.
baby.
Mario Golf, baby.
Mario
How about
Golf.
we got other Mario sports games too. We got Mario Power Tennis. We got
Classic.
Mario Strikers.
Classic.
We got Super Mario Sluggers.
I don't know. Haven't played it yet.
No,
don't know.
Sorry. It's like the
Yeah.
one I haven't played.
It's so good though.
I know. It's unfortunate.
Oh, sorry. The one on the GameCube was Mario Superstar Baseball. I always get the names confused. Mario
Sluggers
Super
was
Mario
Wii.
I was gonna
Super
say Sluggers
Mario
is the
Super
Wii
Sluggers
one.
is the Wii game.
Yeah, which I also have not played. By the way, I haven't
The
played
Wii game
either.
is not as good. The GameCube one is better.
I've heard.
What else? We got Double Dash. It's not technically a sport, but it's a Mario Kart.
Some
It's a
people
good
call
one.
racing a
It is
sport.
a Mario Kart.
In
By
real
that
life.
logic, we're gonna call RPGs sports. In which case, Thousand Year Door.
Oh, here we go.
The one that Landon will never acknowledge the existence of without scorn.
What?
What? He'd be like, what game are we talking about?
They've made this many Paper Mario games.
How many?
I don't know.
Oh God. He's holding up four fingers, and I'm assuming his
What are the two you're
answers
not including?
are Paper Mario. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
two that you're not
There-
including.
There are
Wait, no,
6
hold on.
total.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the
there's six.
the actual Paper Mario games. Anything I leave off was a fever dream made up by you folks. There's Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. Classic, love it. Best game
Okay.
ever. Says one person. At least one person.
At
in the
least
world.
one person.
I know one person.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
There might be more of
At
you.
least one present
at least
here to give
one.
the opinion, and opinions matter in this court. Okay, Super Paper Mario, classic, good game on a system we're not talking about today. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, classic.
Oh, there's 7 actually. I forgot about Paper Jam.
Yeah, you gotta. I was gonna say you do have to count that as both a
Because
Mario and
Paper
Luigi.
Mario
and a Paper
Luigi's
Mario
in
game.
there. And then I said 4 games. That means I have to choose another.
Yeah, you have to choose between Origami King, Color Splash, and Sticker Star, and not Thousand Year Door because I know you won't count that.
Which one will it be, Landon?
Surprise choice. It's Super Smash Bros. Melee. Weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Super
It's a
Smash
Paper
Brothers
Mario
Melee.
game. It's not a good Paper Mario game, but it is a Paper Mario game.
There's a Paper Mario trophy. in it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm counting it on the list. Everything else
There we go.
didn't exist.
Awesome.
Didn't exist.
Anyway,
Hey,
Thousand Year
Super
Door,
Smash Brothers Melee.
pretty good.
There was also a lot of Zelda on this thing too. Like talk about a Sonic machine.
You
This
could
thing was
play-
also a
oh,
Zelda
you-
machine.
You could play Ocarina
had the-
on 2 different discs.
It's true.
In fact, I'll be right back.
Yep.
he's gonna go get something.
Well, he's gonna go get
Um,
one of them. Cause like, what other game? Because obviously you had Twilight Princess, which ended up coming out after the Wii version, but that's still
Twilight
was on
Princess,
GameCube.
Wind
You
Waker.
had Wind Waker.
You have Four Swords Adventures. You have the.
Yep.
You can play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the GameCube. Here we go. He's got
I got all of them.
all of them.
And the
So
and the
you've
first-
got
I think
the
it was Zelda 1
collection
and
disc
2.
has those 4 games and the Wind Waker demo.
Okay.
So it's Zelda 1,
demo.
2, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and a Wind Waker demo.
Okay. So no Link to the Past on
You
that
can't-
one.
The only way you could play A Link to the Past was Game Boy Advance player. But because of the
with the
player, you got
player
access
and
to
that
Link to
version.
the Past and Minish Cap. So, and then
Yep.
they did the Master Quest version of Ocarina of Time. So you had 2 ways to play Ocarina of Time, and then you said the 2 original titles, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and then
Mhm.
4 Swords
Yep.
were a multiplayer original, or 4 Swords Adventures. Sorry. So yeah.
And there's another way you can play the original Zelda because you also have the classic NES series
And Zelda
on the
2
Game Boy
through that.
player that you can. And Zelda 2.
but also Animal Crossing.
And Animal Crossing, also one of the best Zelda games.
True. Very true.
So was Animal Crossing.
Jack, how much experience?
What's the 3DS one? Can't think right
New
now.
Leaf.
Yeah, New Leaf. It has Zelda characters in it.
True.
Jack, how much experience do you have with the original
I love the
Animal Crossing?
original Animal Crossing. It wasn't my first one. My first one was Wild World, but I went to the GameCube one after that. And honestly, not to say that Wild World is just like a dumbed down version of the GameCube Animal Crossing, but it's a shrunk down version of it. And it's missing like a lot of core content features like holidays and
Doesn't have the
stuff like
island.
that. Doesn't have the island. I don't know. I think before New Leaf, which is my favorite, the GameCube Animal Crossing was the best one.
It's
Like,
like
Very interesting.
it's fantastic. I could go back and just like start a town in GameCube Animal Crossing right now. Like, why haven't they added that to NSO?
because it's too much
Like-
power. There's
It
so
would be
many
too
games
much
that we're going to
power.
talk about right now that is not on NSO and probably won't be on NSO for a
Should-
very long time because
Yeah.
Nintendo
Yeah.
and
Nintendo wants to make sure that the only way you're getting them is because they absolutely have nothing better to
Yeah.
put out that month.
speaking of which,
Uh,
Wario
So-
Land came out this month. There was nothing.
Wario World.
Same
the
thing.
Wario World, right? I did not know that this
You
was a
didn't?
game. Apparently, this is
Uh-huh.
a
Yep.
3D.
This is
Yep.
not
Wario
only
game?
the first 3D Wario game.
It's
The
the only
newest.
one. It's the newest, yep.
Yeah.
every other Wario game has been
Is it
a
any
side
good?
scroller. It's fine. It's interesting.
It is the Donkey Kong 64 of Wario games, would you say?
I would say they are similar. I don't know. Donkey Kong 64 has its like hardcore defenders, but like I feel like Wario World no one really talks about that much. Like it's all right. It's not like bad by any means. It's just kind of a whatever 3D platformer.
It's the forgotten stepchild that the fan base.
It
tries
is
not
an
to
absolute
acknowledge.
fever dream of a video game though. Yeah, it's
That
weird.
saying that reminds me. This is not a first party title, but Beautiful Joe.
Oh, Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, I mean that is a prominent third-party
True.
title on the
What
system.
a fucking good fucking game! Like Capcom,
What a goddamn
hit some fucking shit on the Cube.
yeah.
And
And the PS2.
and the PS2, but like,
yeah.
this was a good era for a couple Capcom releases. And then also because we already skipped over Sega segment, we have to call out Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Billy Hatcher.
Billy
Why
Hatcher and
the
the Giant
fuck are they sitting on that? Why have they not released that? It like
They
cowards. Sega.
They don't want to provide. They don't want to re-release.
I know you make a perfect video game, but re-release that and also re-release Skies of Arcadia Legends. Balls in your
True.
court. Balls in your court. I'm waiting.
You guys want to talk about Kirby Air
yeah.
Ride?
Oh.
What a
Yes.
mediocre title. I love it.
No, it's great.
It's
like I don't know.
I've never played it. I've heard so many things about City
I
Trial.
think the original is pretty rough around the edges, but it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. It's not amazing, but it's very fun.
It has
it's like peak
Go ahead.
one of the peak multiplayer experiences on the system, I would say.
Yeah, as far as like City Trial goes, yeah.
that's saying a lot. That's saying
there's a lot of
considering
multiplayer stuff.
The output of multiplayer games.
Like Animal Crossing is like a solid multiplayer experience. Metro Prime 2 Echoes is a solid multiplayer experience. I think those are the three multiplayer games I know of.
Landon doesn't want to mention the other ones, but obviously you've still got your Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart Double Dash. I mean, we did talk about there is a multiplayer
There
mode,
is.
Shadow the
That's
Hedgehog.
It's true.
But yeah, Kirby Air Ride is I think it has a really steep learning curve because the controls in that game is because some of the rides in that game are atrocious to figure out how to use. There's some that are not great, but when you get Meta Knight, because Meta Knight is his own ride, so basically you just fly, and it's great, and you get the sword attack and everything. So yeah, you can either play as Kirby or Meta Knight, but Meta Knight doesn't get on the cars and cannot suck like enemies for power-ups in the new game. He can. Yeah.
We did talk about Super Mario Sunshine a decent bit on our previous podcast episode for 3D Mario platformers, but is there anything we wanted to just shout out for Super Mario Sunshine?
Go watch that LP.
It
I
exists.
love Sunshine. I'm not going to shit talk it that much. I'll shit talk it a little bit, but not that much.
It's a good game, but it definitely is an instance where like the GameCube, like it's a Nintendo system that the highlight is not the Mario platform.
It's the third best selling game on the Cube. So it is a highlight, but it is not Melee
or Double Dash.
You guys will be able to talk about it more next season, but you guys want to talk a little bit about a series that had some really good shit.
I thought you were going to say Pikmin.
I mean, that too.
You can talk about Pikmin
I'll talk
too.
about Pikmin 2 all day. Also, I will also talk about
Pikmin
1 as well.
And Pikmin 1. But just a quick teaser for our Metroid discussion by talking about Metroid
Retro
Prime.
Studios hit some fucking crack when they made Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2, because they definitely going into it, they have a book that they did for a retrospective on Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and I've seen some excerpts from it, and it's like they're the butting of heads between Retro Studios and Nintendo, design philosophy, still made a wonderful pair of games. I think.
And just I remember watching the What Happened video on Retro Studios, basically the fact that Metroid Prime even became a thing is amazing, because the guy that was originally in charge of the studio of Retro Studios was kind of a piece of shit, and Nintendo had to step in, but they saw the potential that Retro Studios as a development team had, and they managed to give him the chance, and Metroid Prime basically saved their ass.
Those are two games, that's for sure.
It's amazing they did manage to help revive Metroid Fusion came out before or after Metroid Prime?
Fusion was the same week, I think. Let me see.
So not just Metroid Prime, but this was a generation where Metroid managed to make a comeback, because it was
not just the same week, the same day. They both came out on November 18th, 2002.
I'm sure that there were some diehard Metroid fans at that time that were just absolutely popping off.
I didn't even have a GameCube yet at the time, and I didn't know what the fuck a Metroid was when I was 7 years old, but I imagine it was crazy for them, and it would have been crazy for me if I were older.
Shout out to Metroid fans the day that those two games came out.
Goddamn.
So yeah, Landon, Pikmin.
What a
Pikmin.
Miyamoto's star child that will also never die. It doesn't matter how poorly Pikmin sells going forward.
Miyamoto treats Pikmin more close to his heart than
Mario.
I genuinely, I think if
he loves Pikmin.
If it was up to him, Pikmin would be the face of Nintendo.
I don't blame him.
Pikmin's
awesome.
No, yeah, Pikmin rules. There hasn't been a bad Pikmin game yet. All 4 of them are fucking home runs.
There is another one.
Not Hey You Pikmin, Hey Pikmin, but
is it Hey Pikmin?
Hey.
Okay, for some reason I kept thinking
It's Hey
Pikmin.
Pikmin.
There's also the mobile game Pikmin Bloom, but for the core
I don't
games,
count those.
For the core games, He means the core games, people. Don't add him. Or do. I don't really care. 1 is weird as fuck and really challenging. 2 is even more challenging, but for different reasons. And they're both lovely, lovely video games. Like, the environmental, like, storytelling you get from it is fantastic. Omar and Louis are fantastic characters. Pikmin themselves is a great, like, little concept of little, like, workers who don't need to eat or sleep. You can cut that. You can cut that.
just an awkward pause.
Yeah, you can cut that one out. That's fine.
Yeah,
Pikmin are
Later when you do
Pikmin are
CEO
great.
mode for a second.
You can keep that. You can keep that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a great series, and I'm glad Miyamoto wants to shove it down our throats in every single fucking place he can, where it doesn't even, like, make sense. Like, the Wii to Wii U transfer page, like, Pikmin carried your fucking shit over for you.
Yeah.
They use that for the 3DS as well. Like, when you're transferring 3DS stuff over, you'll have like the little Pikmin picking up stuff and moving stuff around.
We also have to acknowledge that this is the console that gave us God's greatest rhythm game, Donkey Konga.
Ooh. Oh
God, I forgot that was a thing.
Donkey
too,
Konga, baby, with the fucking bongos. Which I do have. I just don't have them with me.
So I did not play this. I remember that I went to a friend's house and they had a GameCube, and they were huge Nintendo fans when it came to the GameCube. Like, they had almost any Nintendo GameCube game that was worth a damn that like a 10-year-old would care about. Like, they had it. Like, they had the Kirby Air Ride, they had the Mario Kart Double Dash, they had Donkey Konga. Like, they had almost everything. They had shit that I don't even remember.
Did they have Shark
because
Tale?
They just had so much.
Did they have Shark Tale for the Nintendo GameCube?
There's a chance. There's a chance
if they didn't
may have
a Shark. If they did not have Shark Tale, they were not a real gamer like me. I'm not a real gamer. I didn't have Shark Tale for the GameCube, so there's that.
Exactly. What else have we not talked about for the game?
Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Oh, have not played that one.
I think I rented it once, or my brother rented it once.
Anything.
For third-party stuff,
Tony Hawk.
There's Tony Hawk. I was thinking Star Wars, because there's a lot of really good Star Wars games on this system as well.
Fucking Rogue Squadron 2.
Yeah, which
Rogue Leader.
Rogue Leader. Was Bounty Hunter on this? I forget.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars.
The first one.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai
Jedi
1 and 2.
Jedi Outcast. Yeah, Star Wars Bounty Hunter was on this system. Yeah.
Oh, we're
so
still talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars had like a really good
Tales of Symphonia. I
Listen,
forgot
Al.
that Tales of Symphonia was a game.
We're not all
Al
ultimate
mentioned.
gamers. Can you calm down in there in the chat?
He's throwing out the
that's true.
bangers that we're
Tales
missing.
of Symphonia. There was some like pretty decent, I feel like, licensed stuff. Al brings up Path of Radiance as well. Fire Emblem had an entry that
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance
was released out here.
And it is now very expensive if you want to try to get a physical copy. And Landon has it. Landon's a madman.
Not an ultimate gamer, but a madman.
I'm a madman. This
He is a madman.
I think I spent.
He's a madman.
I got this.
So it wasn't.
No,
super
I got
bad.
this 2012, 2013. I think it was before I started working at GameStop. Yeah. So, do I have the receipt? I have the receipt. Never mind.
It's a long
I
time
spent
ago.
$75 on this bad boy.
You left the receipt in there.
Yeah,
for
let's
proof.
go, baby.
For proof of purchase.
The proof of
And
purchase is right there.
Never mind. I bought it in 2015. Wow. All over the place. Just wrongzo. 2015 for $75, which pretty good deal.
Not bad.
I haven't played it yet. Classic.
Anything else that you have that you want to mention, Jack? I feel like you're like the biggest GameCube boy out of the group of us.
I
What
know
are we
the game that we're
that
missing.
you need to make sure that we are enlightened.
I know the
for?
game we're missing. But this is the game we have to
Pokemon
close
Coliseum
out
and XD Gale of Darkness.
on. well, Cloud did mention those, but those are good games. Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon XD Gale.
We did not talk a whole lot about them. I mean, I've talked about them a bit while doing our wrap-up segments as I've been playing through them. But yeah, even Pokemon had actual core actual core mechanic
games, folks.
Pokemon
games. Colosseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire box thing.
Oh God. You can play your copy of Ruby or Sapphire if you want to spend $2,000 on a physical copy.
There it is. Anyway, I remember I played a fair number of SpongeBob. SpongeBob had a release or two on this. The Simpsons obviously had
Hit and Run.
Hit and Run and Road Rage were both very well-respected, well-loved Simpsons games. You got one that was a rip-off of Crazy Taxi and another that was a rip-off of GTA, and they were both good games.
Lennon mentioned SpongeBob as well, and I did actually play the SpongeBob game that I had the most attachment to was the one that was based on the movie. And it's surprisingly great game, actually. Like, I remember really enjoying it as a kid. It's a very solid 3D platformer.
We've talked about Dragon Ball in the past, but it had two solid Dragon Ball games. Budokai and Budokai 2. Don't even you fucking dare. Don't you fucking... Stop it. Stop smiling. Stop laughing. Cut that shit out.
Landon really doesn't
do it.
want
There was
me to
only
say
2
the
Dragon
other
Ball
one.
games ever on the GameCube. Stop. Both of you stop it.
What is the...
Good. That's the correct answer.
Listen, I was just thinking about
That's
Paper
a good
Mario
Dragon
1000
Ball
year
game.
because that's a really
That's the third. That's the third Dragon.
It's not a Paper Mario game, but it
fucking
is
Paper
a Dragon
Mario
Ball
game.
game. Listen, don't you collect 7 of a thing in Thousand Year Door?
Yeah, you collect the fucking pieces of the...
There you go. There you go.
Per person.
I can't remember what they were called, but it was like the.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah. I actually had to look up what it was because I couldn't remember. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, he will. He will redact.
And I'm not even editing this podcast, but I'll do it. I'll find a way.
No, it's me.
I mean, there was so many Custom Robo came out, a good mech game, published by Nintendo.
I keep forgetting that they did publish
WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games came out as another Wario game. Jack could speak to that a little bit more. And then are we done? Are we done talking about the GameCube?
I mean, more or less.
We can be
the
done
best
talking about
GameCube game.
Let's just summarize our thoughts.
All right, I'll bring it up then. I'll bring up the best GameCube game that we have not talked about.
All right,
in my thoughts section.
Jack, what are your final thoughts?
I love the GameCube. It's my favorite failure. It's the console I mean, the GameCube and the Wii are the 2 big consoles that existed to me throughout most of my childhood.
Fair.
I mean, not including handhelds, of course, but
home consoles.
I had the GameCube until I got a Wii in mid-2007, and then the Wii was my main console until I got a PS3. And obviously I would get some, secondhand consoles. I got a PS2 secondhand in there somewhere, and then I had I bought a Dreamcast and shit, but as far as main new consoles, it was GameCube until it was the Wii, and then by the time I got a PS3, I was already 16. So this is a younger childhood system for me, and it has a lot of fantastic games. And even though it didn't sell that well, I still love it. I love how it's a little lunchbox that you can carry. It has a good controller. And it's got Pikmin. So, those are my thoughts.
I will say, when I first got the chance to play GameCube, my experience with it wasn't really enough to, to really give a good judgment. I was the person that was mostly on PlayStation at the time. I also didn't really feel like I was getting the same level of like memorable experiences as I was the N64. But I think like if I had to like weigh now like what I think is like better between like the GameCube and the N64, I would say GameCube. Like just the sheer quantity of quality titles, and like going back, like I think that the GameCube is a good system that just suffered from just having really strong competition. Like it was a crazy generation. So the GameCube really just did not do as well as it could have, just because of the fact that it was up against the fucking PlayStation 2. Like, I'm sorry. But no, it's a great console. A lot of good first party stuff. Like you got every prominent Nintendo franchise under the fucking sun here in some regard. And the third party support, there's not a ton, but it's a respectable amount, and considering what came before, and we got pretty good shit. We talked about it. So like it's not super high on my list of consoles, but like I think it definitely deserves the nostalgia and fondness that people that have been giving it. So yeah, we got to give it its flowers. GameCube's good.
Al
GameCube
says, I think either the Jimmy Neutron movie game or Beyblade 5 Force were the worst GameCube game I own.
I think it's V-Force.
I have a copy. I have a loose GameCube disc copy that is scratched to hell but still plays, of Jimmy Neutron Jet Fusion, I think it was called. And it is horrible.
Nice.
It is dog shit. And it lives in a box in my closet.
Hell
so.
yeah.
Nice.
Cube.
All right, Landon.
Fucking
give it to us
Cube.
straight.
You know, the only thing... Listen. Nintendo, you did pretty good. You did pretty good here. You got the best GameCube game that I know of, that I've ever played. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Thank you.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
There it
Hell yeah,
is.
brother. Anyway,
It was in
the
fact
Video
a
Game
GameCube
Awards happen. You guys want to talk about that?
Well, before that, why don't we do some housekeeping? Jack, can you give my throat a quick break and tell the class what we've been up to with our Twitch channel and all that other cool stuff?
I can do that.
Oh.
Just for you, Cloud.
Only this time, though.
Only this time. Hi, it's me, Jack. I'm
Hi.
going to talk about our housekeeping.
It's him, Jack.
Hey, we have a Patreon. Join our Patreon. You can join at the $3 Silver Stooge tier or the $5 Gold Stooge tier. In either tier, you have the option to vote on future content, whether it be streams or podcast titles, or podcast topics, I should say. Stream titles or podcast topics. And the Gold Stooge tier is just there if you want to get a shout out from us personally. Right now, the only one we have is our buddy Al in the chat. Shout out to Al. He's the best. He is the ultimate gamer, and he's Obama's favorite.
Stooge.
He is Obama's favorite.
It's true.
Yep.
Look it up.
And
What else do they get, Jack?
what else do they get? They also get exclusive content. We have videos that we upload to Patreon on a monthly basis that you can only watch if you are subscribed. And we have some cool shit like tier lists and discussions like for potential video game classic editions. Or we did Delta Green a couple times.
That was a
If
cool.
Only Al would let us
yeah.
play it some more, but he won't let us.
But yeah, you can look forward to a bunch of that stuff if you subscribe to our Patreon. As far as the content that we have out right now, I am in the middle of Yakuza 0 for the PS4, and I have been having a great time with that. It has been, every stream so far has been a blast. Cloud just recently started Super Mario Odyssey, and that I assume has been going well because it's Super Mario Odyssey and it's a great game.
I forgot that it got a free Switch 2 upgrade, so it's been really fun revisiting it with with a little bit of a performance bump and graphical bump. It's been nice.
And Landon,
Hi.
just the other day, started playing the Nintendo GameCube classic Chibi Robo.
Wow. What timing?
Wow.
With that.
It all comes full circle.
Notable Notable period in GamingStooges history. None of us are playing.
None of us are
RPG
playing an
right
RPG.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
That's crazy.
some people,
I mean,
the Yakuza games
I
are RPG like adjacent.
Some people.
they're like, yeah, they're RPG light. There's not like a level up system. There's just like an upgrade system, which I mean, I guess you get experience in the form of money. You beat people up and you earn money.
You will one day play a game in the series where it is unequivocal.
Later ones
I'm sure I will.
RPGs.
I'm sure I will, but it is probably definitely the closest thing to an RPG that any of us are playing right now. And ironically, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm not normally the RPG guy.
He's not Mr. RPG.
But anyway, Chibi Robo, how's that been?
I started it,
Just
played
started
it for
it.
2
Got,
hours, and I
one
was like,
session.
man, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. It's going great.
All right. So yeah, the Game Awards happened. We're not going to talk about the awards ceremony because that's not really what we'd care about. But they did announce a lot of games. There was a lot of game reveals. There was a lot of new info on stuff. We're just going to go over the world premieres. If we have time at the end, we can go back and like talk about new info that was dumped down. But there was a user on Reddit named, I might butcher their name, Howerev. It's basically spelled however, but flip the V and the R. They graciously had a chart that I'm going to be looking at for this, and they put everything in both the pre-show and the main show in alphabetical order, categorized it by what type of thing it was, whether it was world premiere, updates, new info. So we're just going to go through the world premieres, starting with the pre-show stuff, and all this is in alphabetical order, so I'm just going to do it in that order.
That's
just
cool
to make
with
things
me.
Easy. So pre-show, we had Audio Mech. That is it's from the same people as Audio Surf.
Oh,
you get
I
to
didn't know
like
that.
put like so you get to like put in music and like fight mechs to the music. It's really fascinating. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you're interested, if you liked Audio Surf, Audio Mech is the thing.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I did not get to tell you about that because that was announced before I tuned in, because I didn't realize that the pre-show started early. But yeah, that's an interesting one. The next one, I shared this with our Discord user Katie. Bradley the Badger. It is a 3D platformer where you play as a badger named Bradley. It was actually a guy who got turned into a badger, and you go through like these different worlds that are like based on like very popular, well-known games. And you do like puzzle platforming, and it looks really interesting. In fact, I don't normally get super excited about like random mascot platformers anymore, but like I looked at this and I was like, this looks interesting. I kind of want to fuck with this. So yeah, that was another cool one that was shown off. The next one, I'm gonna apologize here. I think this was shown off before I tuned in, so I didn't get to really see it. A game called Decrepit. Again, I don't know. I don't know much. Yeah. Another thing that they showed off was a game called Stupid Never Dies. This one it's kind of hard to explain. It's like a beat 'em up. They didn't show a whole lot of gameplay footage. They had a long bit where there was like a girl who's like supposed to be like a punk Juliet, and like there was like a zombie guy who was supposed to be Hero Romeo, and they did like a song bit for like a cutscene thing, and then they showed gameplay, and like the zombie can turn into a werewolf apparently, and like you beat shit up, and it looks cool. It's just they didn't show enough gameplay for me to understand fully what the hell's going on here. So it's sure. There was a game called Tank Rat. I don't remember much about that game being shown off. Again, this is all pre-show stuff, so like if it wasn't Bradley the Badger, it didn't stick well in my mind. The only reason I know about Audio Mech is because I was listening to podcasts that mentioned it and they were interested. So yeah, Tank Rat. And then there's also the Free Shepherd, which I think is like this open world game where you play as a dog. You get to play as a shepherd, and you can just roam around a world. I don't know the full details, but they had dropped another trailer for it, like, I think earlier today for PlayStation. So, yeah, that was interesting. Landon is gonna miss some stuff that actually matters to him, and it's gonna be really funny and really sad. Now we're gonna get into the main show. The first thing was a game called For Loop. I forget the details about this one.
Is it the sequel to Kip Loop?
I do remember.
And by that I mean Death
But
Loop.
I know that like some people, I do remember that people were, no, it's not that. I can't remember the exact like details of For Loop, but I remember it is made by some people that are like kind of prominent in the industry that like people like and people respect. So like I remember seeing that some people are interested in it. But I don't know a whole lot about For Loop other than what was shown there. The next thing in alphabetical order is Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief, I think is how it's pronounced. I will say this game looks impressive from a graphical standpoint. I'm not usually used to seeing like games from what was it, Namco Bandai that like look this good. But Ace Combat 8 looks pretty cool. Next one, Landon's actually back just in time. I was a little worried you were going to be gone when I mentioned this. But we got Control Resonant, a new
game.
Control
You know,
game.
there was a flop of a Control game earlier this year. Yep. It was like a
Was there?
PvE shooter thing. It was, yeah. I don't know. They were trying something.
This one's more in
this is
line
like
with
a
like the
sequel
original
to
Control. So.
like how Alan Wake 2 is a sequel to Alan Wake. Shocking. From what we have seen, which is all cinematic.
Yeah, pretty much all cinematic.
Yeah.
Like you didn't see like any gameplay. They just kind of showed what does the game look like. That's it. We don't see what
potentially looks good. I mean, it's Remedy does a pretty good job, I feel like, with their like setting and everything. I had a really good time with the first Control. I have not played Alan Wake or Alan Wake 2, but they're actually or Quantum Break for that matter, but they're all actually in a connected universe. But Control was a lot of fun. I really liked the character from the first Control, so it'll be interesting to see like the motivations and everything from the second character. But it has to come to a Switch 2 on a physical cartridge for me to be able to play it anytime soon, as shown by my 41 hours playing a PlayStation 5 this year.
All right. The next game in alphabetical order is Coven of the Chicken Foot, which is done by some people that left Naughty Dog, and they made their own studio. And they are making this game where you get to play as an old lady and her, like, it's not really like a robot, but like it's like a helper that like follows her around, and you're kind of going through the wilderness doing like platforming, puzzle solving. Like it feels very like Jak and Daxter-y. Like it's definitely like got that Naughty Dog core to it from like way back in the day. So it does look interesting. It looks pretty cool. I'm interested to see what that game is. They didn't show a whole lot of the gameplay again. They mostly showed a lot of cinematic, and then they showed a little bit of gameplay after. That is a problem with a lot of the trailers that we see nowadays, but that is, I think it looks interesting. So the next game in alphabetical order, this was, for some reason, not shown at the end, where, like, objectively, I think the most people were interested in this game. Not me, I don't really care, but it did look cool. But it was the thing that was teased originally by Jeff before they went into the Game Awards as like a big announcement. A new game in the Divinity series. It is just being called Divinity at the moment, but I feel like that's just like a placeholder name, and they'll probably have some like extended name later. But all I know is that the trailer for this, they didn't show any gameplay, by the way. It was all cinematic. But the trailer for this was fucking gruesome, and I had to keep like looking away. It started with like a guy puking, and the pigs were eating up the vomit, and there was like a guy that was in like a big straw effigy of a man. So like it was, and they like literally just burned him. and there were like people having sex in the crowd, and then there was like a girl who like it looked like at first she was nervous and didn't want to see it, but she actually just wanted uppies. She wanted to be up on the shoulders so she could get a better
She
look.
wanted uppies.
And
Uppies.
yeah, she wanted uppies. She wanted uppies, and she wanted to be like on the shoulders and getting a better look at it. And this guy's getting like torches and shit thrown at him, and he's like burning to death, and it was fucking gruesome. Like this shit was totally gory. Like the fact that they showed this at the Game Awards is ballsy to say the least. That said, I don't know anything about any of the Divinity games. I just know that Larian is very respected. And I'm sure that Pixel is very, yeah. And yeah, we don't need to talk about that. We'll keep going. But I will say that Pixel is probably excited for it, maybe.
Fucking the internet, man.
No nuance. But the next game, Forest 3, I don't know much about this game, and I did not really see much from the trailer that was shown off, and I don't know anything about this series.
Pass.
The next one, Gang of Dragon, from the guy that was in charge of the Yakuza series, is making a Yakuza-like game named in a very similar manner. Gang of Dragon. It centers on I don't know if he's actually from the Yakuza series, but he looked like a character from the Yakuza series. He was a bit stockier. There was, again, not a lot of gameplay until near the end of the trailer. There was a lot of cinematic, but it's got a very cool vibe to it, cool atmosphere with like what they had. He was like in a bar, he was getting confronted. They first started a shot, like this guy had like the knife like driven into him, and he's just like holding it, and then he just like pulls it out like nothing. It's gruesome too. Like he's gripping that blade for dear life. He's bleeding out of his hand and everything, and then he just like it shoots to him in a bar, and like these guys are like trying to like annoy him, and he just starts beating the shit out of him. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Gang of Dragon, if you are interested. It's not related to the Yakuza series, okay, but it is made by the same guy.
Due
so
to international copyright
not
laws,
related.
it is not Yakuza.
It is not.
Yeah. It is not like
legally,
a dragon.
Yeah,
it
is legally distinct. It is legally distinct. It is legally distinct, but it is if that's your thing, it's up your alley. It looks good. Next in the alphabetical order was actually the last thing they showed. It was their one more thing, and it's another hero shooter. This is made by some people that did like Titanfall and a couple of other things. So like they have reputable people, but the thing is it doesn't matter. Like you can have all the reputable people in the world. It's still a hero shooter. So like we'll see how this works. It is called High Guard. Yes, that sounds a lot like Overwatch. High Guard.
You
We'll
know,
see. I don't know. That was their last thing that they showed. Kind of a.
if all it is literally Overwatch 1 but playable again.
That's already better than Overwatch 2.
There you go.
That's an improvement. So yeah. And I could say that as someone that played Overwatch and has a very good friend who loved Overwatch 1 and thinks that Overwatch 2 ruined the whole series.
Well,
so
yeah.
And then the next thing for a world premiere was actually Mega Man Duel Override. Mega Man is back. That is Mega Man 12. Once again, we did not get to see a whole lot. They did a huge build up. They had the symphony playing like a really cool orchestral piece that eventually made its way into Mega Man 2 Wily Stage 1's theme. And you know, it showed like it opened up, and then you finally get gameplay, and it's like 30 seconds of 2D Mega Man again. So like we'll see. It looked good, like graphically speaking, but we'll see. It doesn't even come out till 2027. So like, but Mega Man 11 was by most accounts a good game. So we'll see how good this one is. The next world premiere was for a game called No Law, which I don't remember who's working on this one. I know that there's like some like notable people behind it, but all I could gather was it looks like Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow.
I mean, if that's your thing, it looks okay. There was a game called Ontos. I honestly don't remember much of this one. I think I can't remember if this was the game where like there was like the aliens and shit that was supposed to. It looked like a kind of like just like a sci-fi shooter. I might be getting this one mixed up with another one, but like I didn't really gather much from this one, so pass. The next game is called Orbitals. Orbitals is a co-op game in the similar style of like It Takes Two and shit like that, but it has got like a Daft Punk style or like 80s anime style aesthetic. It looks really cool, but it's also a gameplay style I'm not really fond of, so we'll see if I play it. It is coming to Switch 2 because it is a Switch 2 game, and apparently
Neat.
just Switch 2. It is, yeah, it's neat. Again, gameplay style though, I don't know. The next game is Order of the Sinking Stars, which, if I remember correctly, this is the new game coming from Jonathan Blow,
Witness.
Raid and The Witness.
Jack's favorite developer.
And, I'll admit, when they showed this game off at first, it didn't look all that impressive at first because like you have like this top-down perspective. They were solving some puzzles, and the screen shifted to a different puzzle every so often, and then they zoomed it out, and it's like this big giant like Metroidvania style like sized like top-down overworld with like fucking a million fucking puzzles. So like it looks interesting if that's your kind of game.
Maybe.
Landon, you
We'll
might
see.
be interested. I don't know. Maybe if it gets a physical Switch 2
That's-
cart. Maybe, you know what? Maybe if they sell it for
Maybe.
$10 on the eShop, not 30
Maybe
or 40.
they sell it for
maybe if they
10,
sell
but
it
it's
for
on
10.
sale for like $3. I'll be like, I'll wait for a physical. Thanks.
There was another game called Out of Worlds. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember which one this one is, and I am kind of I'm gonna get this one mixed up with Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds at this point. Like they're
Too
just
many
all
Outworld.
two similar names.
games.
I don't remember much. Outworld, yeah. There was a game shown off called Screamer. I honestly don't remember this one at all. I guess this was a world premiere of some sort. I don't remember. The next two games, we got two Star Wars games shown off, by the way. The first one was Fate of the Old Republic. That is a spiritual successor, but not a sequel to the Knights of the Old Republic games. And it's being done by some people who were on that team. I think the guy that like directed or like the main producer is like on board for this one. So if you are a fan of the KOTOR games, Knights of the Old Republic, look forward to Star Wars FOTOR by 2030, because that's apparently, if I remember correctly, this is a game that they said like they are not far. Wait, it might be a different game, but I think this is the game where like they're not that far along.
What's the point of
They just showed
spending
it
millions of dollars for a minute ad segment at the Game Awards?
To be fair, this could be a game where Jeff Keighley gave it a buy and just put it in because he wanted, because that is a thing that can apply. Like, or not specifically Jeff, but like, yes, if you want a spot in the awards, like Zenless Zone Zero, I bet you any money they paid for their spot. But there are some spots where like, if they really like the game, they can actually just put it in. So I'm assuming that's the case here, but yeah. And then there's also a new Star Wars racing game, Star Wars Galactic Racer, coming out. So if you are one of the 10 people that really fucking loved Star Wars pod racing on N64, you better fucking get your shit ready, because you're getting a new racing game 25 plus years later. I've heard that game was fun, so I think that there'll probably be people excited for this. There was two Tomb Raider games shown off. One of them is a remake of the first game, and the other is a brand new game. And they updated Laura's look to be a little bit more of a fusion of her classic look and the I can't remember the set of games that came out like during like the
It's like
sixth
the
gen that, like, they're trying to,
reboot
like,
era, more or less.
Yeah. So like they're trying to like get her looks like kind of put together into like one unified visual. But I will say it was pretty cool seeing Tomb Raider here. And I do like her Laura's new design. I've actually wanted to get into Tomb Raider recently, and I'm thinking of playing like the remastered collection of at least the first 3 games They have collection of like 1 through 6 as well, but I want to at least try the series, so this did look pretty cool to me. So looking forward to that. Any thoughts on any of these games so far, by the way? I mean, I think I probably passed by the big ones for you guys so far.
My thoughts on the only ones that...
Yeah, you had two. I was gonna say you had 2 games. You had Control Resonant and
Order
you had
of the Sinking Star.
Order of the Shining Star.
I mean,
the Sinking Stars.
It doesn't help that I didn't watch this because I was busy. Like, I didn't even watch Jack's stream that night because I was busy. So, like, I've seen some of the stuff, and it's like, yeah, I think literally the 2 games you pointed out during your live watch through are the only things I would have cared about. So, most of this stuff is like bouncing off of me, like, oh, okay, that exists.
I mean, I think you might be interested in Bradley the Badger, which they shot during the pre-show, but that's like the only other thing that I could think of. And then there's only 2 other games. There's Total War Warhammer 40K. So there is a crossover of those 2. If you like either of those things, this is cool. If you don't, well, then this probably doesn't matter to you. But some people are hyped for this, so cool for them. And finally, the last thing in alphabetical order is Warlock Dungeons and Dragons. So there's a new Dungeons and Dragons game. They showed off like the main character that you could play as, and they showed some gameplay, and it looks really cool. But as someone that's not into like the D&D games, like I didn't get much out of this, but like the action and animations and stuff like they showed, it looks pretty cool for the people that are going to be interested in that. So yeah, I'll say for me, as dumb of a reveal as it was, the Mega Man Dual Override was my favorite announcement because I like Mega Man enough to be excited for that. I think Gang of Dragon looked really cool, and Bradley the Badger I'm actually pretty damn interested in, and Coven of the Chicken Foot looks pretty cool too, pretty neat. So yeah, there is I will link you guys real quick. I should have linked you to this. I'm gonna link Landon and Jack, but there is like games that got like new info and games that got like some extra stuff like kind of just shown off that we already knew about. But I'm trying to think. I don't really think there was anything that was like shown that like really caught my eye that I didn't already know about. I mean, Phantom Blade Zero already was shown off before, and it still looks pretty cool, but like a game I'm probably going to completely forget about by the time I actually get to see it. And I don't think anything else really caught my eye, pretty much. So.
The only thing on this list that I care about is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond,
which they basically just wanted to remind people.
So
that
there we go.
That's literally all they did was they did that. And they did reveal that Leon Kennedy is returning in Resident Evil Requiem. So
he's an old man now.
That is, he is an old man. That's pretty much it. I mean, they did show a bunch of other crap that I didn't care about. I thought, the stupidest thing that I saw at the Game Awards is Xbox had a trailer, and it looked fucking really cool. You had a janitor who's like going to like all these different like now Microsoft Xbox owned properties, but like a lot of stuff that like is stuff that they bought from other companies. Like you had Call of Duty, you had Fallout. There was like, he went into like different rooms and he was like cleaning up messes like in these rooms that were like themed after these different franchises, and it was just a fucking ad for Xbox Game Pass. I was like, this trailer is too cool for the thing that they are advertising. This is like, I don't know, do something. You could have done something better with all of this time and money and resources, but instead you show all this cool shit off just to advertise Game Pass. I just wanted to vent. Yeah, the Game Awards, there was, we all know about the Game Awards. Every year it happens, and I pretty much just tune in for the reveals. And there were some pretty cool reveals. Maybe don't end on another fucking hero shooter, though, next time, Jeff.
Yeah.
Dude, like, even though I'm not into this series, I think if you had just ended on, like, Divinity, like, you would have left so many more people excited. The fact that you ended on fucking high guard, like, why?
Especially since
I don't know.
Baldur's Gate
They could have ended.
3 was like Game of the Year like 2 years ago.
It was. It was a Game of the Year winner. Like, they could have had the former Game of the Year winner's studio new game.
Al
be the
says,
thing that ended
I
the
remember
game."
the jokes people were making. I only remember the jokes people were making about Kermit getting cucked by Geoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was Miss Piggy at the Game Awards. That was really funny. I think that was they did like a whole bit, like there was like a joke about like Miss Piggy and Jeff sharing a steamy romantic relationship, and then Miss Piggy and God, I don't remember his name. There's like a Muppet that's like a dog. Like literally just a dog. And like they did like a song together, and that was pretty fun. But yeah, that's Game Awards. So with that said, it's been a couple weeks since our last episode. Is there anything new you've been up to that's worth sharing, Jack?
God, I always go first, and it's always weird. I've been playing more Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still haven't beaten it yet. I'm still working on it. I'm getting there, though. I'm in, like, my mid-60s level-wise. I'm about to fight Jacinth.
So you're about to go to rank B. You're getting close to the end.
Yeah,
of the main
I'm
story.
getting there. Let's see. Third was our last podcast. Yeah. Yeah, I had a big weekend right after our previous podcast where I went to, it was almost like being on tour, like for a weekender, but I went to 3 shows in 3 different out-of-town cities.
Hell yeah.
In a row. On Friday, 5th, 6th, 7th, I went to Billy Strings in Louisville. I took my dad and Bethany and one of my closest friends, and it was a blast. I went the day after, I went to the annual Hot Mulligan Christmas show that they do every year in Detroit. To be honest, I mostly went for the openers this year because I've seen Hot Mulligan enough times that it's like, yeah, I don't really need to see him again anytime soon. But like, Drug Church and Anxious were opening, and I love both of those bands, and it was still really fun. I went with some friends. It was a good time. I left early.
I gotta say, all these bands you talk about, I never know any of their names or any of them at all. But I do find it amusing for you to just say the names of these artists.
Because
because
he literally just makes this shit up and like tries to see if he can get a reaction out of us.
I have genuinely thought about doing that. I never have, actually, but
See?
the thought has crossed my mind where I'm like, what if I just start naming,
just like tell
coming up with fake band names.
Just tell a fake story.
But anyway, yeah, I went to that.
And we'll be none the wiser. We'll just be like,
I went to that. I went to that in Detroit, and that was fun. And then on Sunday, a show that was originally supposed to happen back in May but got postponed due to the death of a close friend of the band, I think. I went to see Drug Church with a different set of friends in Indy, so I saw them 2 days in a row because the show that they did the night before was their last show on the tour opening for Hot Mulligan, so they just like the show in Indy the day after was like pretty much one of the last shows of the year for them, and it was like very different vibe. They played the exact same set 2 nights in a row, which was fine. It was just a much smaller, more intimate venue and tailored more to the music, I think, and it was fun. I saw my friend who is 45 years old do a stage dive, and I never thought I would see that in my life. So,
are they alive?
It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. It's been mostly the last 2 weeks were a fucking blur, man. It's been mostly like work and the holiday rush.
It's that time of year where like there's just some days where like you go to work, you're tired, and you kind of go to bed and you
Bethany and I are
Let's
still
sleep.
watching through DBZ. What were you gonna say, Landon?
I asked, you guys sleep?
No. Sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, Bethany and I are still watching through Dragon Ball Z. We are like getting close to the end. I think we got 40 episodes to go. We're like Gotenks just or I should say Goten and Trunks fused for the first time like several episodes ago, and it's mostly been training for Boo.
Yeah.
But no, it's been fun.
Yeah, they stretched that out a lot.
Yeah,
in the original, too.
It's a lot, but honestly, it's fun to just like, I don't know, like Dragon Ball Z episodes are like potato chips. It's like you eat one and it's like I gotta watch like 3 more now, you know? It's like it's very easy to just watch like 4 or 5 in one sitting, I think. And that's kind of what helps make it feel less lengthy. I've yet to be bored, honestly. I've made it this far, like 252 is I think the episode we're on, and have yet to be bored. It's been pretty fun all the way up so far. I mean, I will say there was like the bit of filler between Frieza and Cell lasts for a little bit too long, and there are some episodes that I really don't give a shit about in that era, but yeah.
But also the driving school episode happens in that era, so...
No, driving school episode is fucking peak. Don't get me wrong, but that's like in the middle of Cell. Because they were
just
like...
talking about Garlic Jr. Saga, specifically?
Yeah, it's like... Well, not just Garlic Jr., but just like the downtime after Garlic Jr., like the shit with like Krillin and Marin is like... I don't give a shit about this, honestly, and I love Krillin.
Well, it's because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's about it, honestly.
For me, I'm trying to like.
Did I get the gift from you between the last podcast and now? Okay, hold on. You talk. I'll go grab him. Give me a sec.
That I was actually like reaching to my back pocket because one of my gifts is I got a new wallet from my girlfriend. It is Dragon Ball. You got I'm so glad to have a new wallet because like I had this like wallet that was like styled like an NES cartridge and it had like Super Mario Brothers on it, and like that shit's like super faded, and that wallet was like 10 years old or something at this point. So like I needed a new wallet really bad. So this new wallet is cool as shit, and I'm probably gonna keep this wallet for a really long time as well. Yeah. But I got a matching Dragon Ball Z shirt. It's got like a bunch of like the Super Saiyans from the Buu saga on it. I don't have it with me, but that was cool. I also got the second half of Landon's gift that I was waiting forever for, and I was so expecting to just get the exact same thing that Jack got, but no, I only got half of the same thing as Jack. I don't have it with me again, but I have a copy. I had gotten already before that, like a couple weeks before, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky First on Switch, so I'm excited to play that. I think I mentioned that a few podcasts ago. But I also got a really cool Final Fantasy 1 Red Mage Magnet.
I got it at Portland
Where did you
Retro.
get that again?
It was this person... Do I have the card? I do. Layered Fabrics is the name of the person. You can check out their Instagram. They have shit. I am plugging them because they have some really cool shit. It's a really cool magnet. Like, it is super well done. It's super nice. I've put that shit like immediately on my refrigerator door, and yeah, no, I love it. I've been playing bits and pieces of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I am still trudging through the Citadark Isle Gauntlet because the gameplay loop of going to purify my Pokemon all the time and having to go back and then come back in and then go back and come back in. Eventually, I'm going to get to the end of the game. I am going to probably hammer away at it pretty soon because I've also been playing Pokemon Legends ZA because the DLC dropped between the last podcast and now, and I am almost done the post-game main mission of the DLC. Yes, so Legends ZA has a main story, a post-game. The DLC has its own story and then a post-game, and I'm almost done the post-game. That's too much shit.
The DLC. But as I was saying, The DLC was fun. I will say, though, as just a short review, it's not worth the time if you're not like a big fan. Like, you really gotta really, really like it, like the game, at least, if not just be a fan, like a big fan of Pokemon, for it to be worth it, because it's $30. And I would say, like, they probably could have charged 15 or 20, and that would have been more reasonable. But, I mean, I've had a blast with it enough, so, like, I can't complain. I also, until the DLC dropped, I was playing a lot of Breath of Fire 2 on GBA. I'm probably about, like, 40% of the way through the game. Might be coming up on, like, the halfway point. I got a whale that I can jump into and surf around the ocean on the overworld, so... Cool mode of transportation. Get eaten by a whale today. But yeah, I was enjoying that. It is very archaic because it is based on a 1995 Super Nintendo RPG from Capcom, who were not quite to the level of Square when it came to making RPGs. So it shows. But it's a fun time, so I'm enjoying it. I think that's pretty much everything with me, right? Yeah. No. Oh yeah, I've also been playing more of the newest Toho game to like try to get a refresher for that, because I keep forgetting there is a Toho game this year, and I've been trying to play through that. I still have not 1cc'd it. 1cc, for those who don't know, is to clear it without continuing once. It's hard. And I like that they brought back like a character from like way back, like 15 years ago. There was like a character in like one of like these like I think it was in like a literature work that the guy did on the side. Yeah, they brought her back, and that was I hadn't talked about it yet, but I really like the mechanic because like you have like 4 different slots where you have like these different gems, and as you clear the game, or even if you die and you just get far enough to get like enough points in like certain things, you'll be able to like configure the 4 slots with one of 8 different options, and like you'll have all sorts of weird power-ups. Like I have a build that like I like to use where I use like Reimu, and she's got like her homing amulets if she's like moving around fast, or she's got like these like needles that do more damage and it's like straight ahead if like she's like focusing, so you're moving slower with your hitbox visible to like dodge bullets. And then like there's like a passive skill that just fills your bar up for like your bonus attack that is in the game just faster, just so that way they're like you can like basically gather resources faster, and you let off this one attack faster. And yeah, it's a pretty fun game where like you can like mix and match the abilities. So I still got to play it more to like get a feel for all the different combinations, but it's not quite up to the level of the last Toho game that I played, but it's fun. It's a fun time. So yeah, I've been doing that. I think that's
right,
pretty much everything.
I gotta show the boy. Here he is.
You gotta show the boy.
It's Pablo. And this
Sanchez.
baseball that came with it that doesn't have like a string or a magnet or anything. It's just it just comes with a ball.
With him?
Yep, he's got a baseball that goes with it.
Got a little ball.
And also this melon heads hat that is tragically too small. It's the way it is with most snapbacks, unfortunately. But yeah, sadly.
And that's like all the way.
Well,
like,
I mean,
undone.
this is just, it's not. It's just resting on my head right now because I have headphones and my other hat on. But
yeah,
here,
sure.
I have a
large
head.
I want to see how close. It gets to fitting.
I'm not going to be able to hear shit that you guys are saying for a second, but that's okay.
I have the same issue Jack has. Any snapback, like, I basically have to have not attached at all for it to fit.
It's still like...
Yeah.
A little, it does not like rest on my head. I mean, it rests on top of my head, but it's like, it doesn't really fit properly. So, it's unfortunate.
So close. It's like almost there,
it's okay.
but not
It's Pablo's hat, even though he was on the
Pablo's
Blue Bombers. Hat. If only it was a Bombers hat.
It was the only hat they had.
There you go. Yeah, I assumed. I mean, Melonheads are like the main team of backyard sports, so it doesn't surprise me.
So, Landon.
Metroid
new
Prime
review?
4,
Anything
baby.
interesting besides-
Yeah, baby.
And that's it. Case closed. Let's get drunk.
Taking care of children.
Have you wait?
Literally
Metroid
the
Prime 4
day
come out? It came out, like, the
after
day
last
after, like,
podcast,
the
because the
last-
last podcast.
Yep.
You have not
I
played
played
a
Balatro
single other
and
game
Dokkan
since then
Battle,
besides Metroid
But
Prime 4.
I don't talk about those every podcast.
Yeah, because that's just that's just the thing you play.
It's
all
like
the time,
saying,
so.
yeah, I breathed air and drank water in the last 2 weeks. Thank you very much. It's the period at
True.
the end of the sentence, just like
True.
Tails dying in Sonic 2. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, it just Metro Prime 4. That's it. Yes, I like it.
Enjoying it.
Don't listen to the internet.
I'm sure you want to. I was gonna say you want to. I'm guessing you want to save more of your thoughts for our
Yeah, I'll wait.
2025 year
Yeah.
in review.
I'll
Next
probably
month.
beat it by then, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Well, that is going to be everything then for this episode. I apologize for my technical difficulty there at the end that happened a couple times, but hope you guys all enjoyed our discussion on the GameCube and
Too sweet.
our quick run through of the new games revealed at the Game Awards that we could really put any time in talking about. Let us know in the comments if you're excited for anything that came out of the Game Awards reveals, or tell us about your favorite GameCube games and your favorite GameCube experiences. But till then, we're going to roll the outro and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time!